Hello Total War Gamers, my name is Deacon and welcome back to our Tyrion campaign in Warhammer II Mortal Empires. So we're gonna try and break the siege on Lothern with Tyrion in the next turn. But first I'm gonna show some of the mods that I've put on this campaign. As you can see, the banner here is a little different. There's also darker water. If you hadn't noticed, it's darker, so I'm just gonna jump to my Steam and stroll over the mods that I've slapped on. Most of them are cosmetic, like Carl Franz in black armor, flag replacer for the Wood Elves. So this is Orion basically. No fatigue from campaign stances, so this basically kills the fatigue on armies that are coming out of forced march, because 9 out of 10 times the AI is really suffering army losses, like entire armies, just because they can't perform in a battle when attacked or getting drawn into a battle as reinforcements from forced march stance. Now, I think the beast path battles are annoying, so I've disabled them. This is a larger font that helps my viewers read better. This is Volkmar the Grim with lore-friendly white moustache. This gives quivers to Bretonnia. This gives some variation to Wood Elf units. This means the Green Knight is not jumping out of campaign anymore after being summoned once, which is a benefit to the Bretonnian artificial intelligence player, because I have no plans for Bretonnia campaign soon. I first want to do Ungrim Iron Fist. Then this means regiments of renown that I haven't seen yet in any of my campaigns. We'll start with 0 XP and then level up. This changes the battle selection colors. Myself green, enemy red, allies blue. I think that is more clear. It's also cosmetic. Then this changes the stats of regiments of renown to start off on a more equal footing with the regular units. This changes the markers into green ones like Medieval II. This prevents very nasty assassinations by the AI, which I think is to the benefit of only the player. Then here is the Eternal Guard textures, cosmetic. This kind of nerfs the income to the Norscan factions, because like in Warhammer I, they can become pretty spammy, stack spam later on, because they have crazy high revenue from their buildings. This allows for liberating of factions, so both the player and the AI can liberate factions and bring them back into the game. This disables the amber cost for units for the Wood Elves, and I prefer it this way because, and I have a Dirt 2 campaign going, which is going to benefit from this, because otherwise I would simply not use any of those units throughout the campaign, and they're way too much fun to use them. This provokes the AI to colonize more often, which makes for a more balanced game, I think. Less raising, more occupation. This changes the armored archers to cosmetically actually wear some armor as the High Elves. This changes the unit cards, selection, light up. This gives Morathi access to more dark magic spells, which I think would be more loreful. This is reskins for the Bretonnians from Warhammer I. This gives more healthy horses to the Dark Elves. They were kind of like skinny, and now they're more decent. These horses are now taken over from the Chaos models. So I think this is a nice addition. Gives the Dark Elves some more fleshed out horses. Morathi reskin, improved border colors, which makes more accentuated borders on the campaign map. This gives some unique lords to the High Elves. This is improved loading screen artwork that you will enjoy. This removes some of the 6-pack on the Witch Elves, which I've been noticing, and I thought they were disturbing already, so I'm glad somebody decided to mod that. This gives more movement range to armies once they're on the sea, which I think is logical. It applies to both AI and the player, so it's kind of equal. This removes the additional upkeep both for the player and AI, so that also equals things. This means that veterans are more valuable, so veterancy has been buffed by 25%. Actually, I don't know. There's a valuable veterans mod, and I'm using a quarter of the effect of the actual valuable veteran. So veterancy still is more useful than in the vanilla game, but not to a crazy extent. Then this is a buff to trade, and it works this way that the amount of exportable goods is increased in relation to the number of regions your trade partners own and that you yourself own, of course. And it reduces the price of commodities. So rather than doing a lot more trade at the base rates, the rates are going down, but you're doing more trade. So it becomes more complex, and I think that is an improvement over the base game. Prometheus skill points also applies to the AI. It's not just a +2 per turn. It's more balanced, more drawn out, but it does give a couple more skill points in the long run. And I've never ever maxed out a character in any of my Warhammer campaigns, but should I ever reach the point, here's a fake skill point dump that'll put away with the annoying you still need to level up, spend skill points warning thing. This is the new banners. This is a home region movement bonus of 10%, which I thought is nice. It's by Dresden, and it's also in Warhammer 1. A better camera. This is skipping intro logos for myself. The building progression icons for Warhammer 2. I also had it in Warhammer 1. It's inconceivable that CA hasn't diversified between tiers, so I think it's awesome. This gives a better campaign camera. Well, maybe this actually increases load times to the campaign map. I don't know. Thicker dust and smoke in battles. I like it. It makes battles more cinematic. So yeah, sure. Improved black arcs. Apparently they were weak, so somebody's buffing them up. Yeah, way to go. I have one campaign going as the Dark Elves with Morathi. Actually two, one in Vortex and one in the Mortal Empire. So I'm gonna enjoy the buffs, but the rest is of course against me as I play the other factions. Faster end turn camera, sure. Better legendary lords unit cards. One subscriber already noticed that the faces had changed, so this is better LL unit cards, the mod that you will want if you enjoy the new legendary lords pictures, portraits. This is the darker, deeper blue colored sea that I just pointed out on the map. This changes the default color scheme of Lothern to blue and white. This is the unit resize, which doesn't change the number of units in the number of soldiers in the units, but it changes the size of the soldiers in the unit. So it makes it more loreful, the length. Quivers for High Elves, just like for the Bretonnians. This is an animation for Dreadspears in the Dark Elf armies. Kind of makes them more effective, just a little bit. Which is of course against me if I'm playing other factions, and for me if I'm playing the Dark Elves myself. This changes mass and speed and impact for flyers, and this is provincial roads, so the road buildings give a benefit to movement in the entire province, not just the region that the roads were built in. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump back into the campaign. I want to upgrade Lothern to tier 3, so I'm saving my surplus points. One more and then we can actually go into tier 3. But we need to liberate them first, and before we can do that, we need to hit the end turn. So we can go for growth, or trade and tax, or movement range. Let's do that. and hopefully be in range to... pretty sure I will have enough walking distance. I don't know. Since I'm not sure, I'm just gonna set it to this one and then change it the next turn. We have 5k monies. Too bad that Yvres doesn't want to leave us alone. Let's try. Let's try if they wanna.
Can I offer assistance? All are given a fair hearing in the Phoenix Court.
You can have peace with me, or else I'm gonna attack you. And trade. Let's trade and do peace.
Misguided.
Misguided. Whatever you say.
You called? Welcome. Your words and deeds will be watched with interest.
They are at war with Carcassonne. Like this. And maybe throw in some money then. I'll offer you 1,000 if we're going to peace and trade. How about this?
I think not.
Okay, then I'm just gonna crush you the next turn. We're not gonna upgrade the settlement, we're just gonna hit the end turn. Now, discussing the different mods with you has taken some time. I'm not gonna show them in my other review campaigns. I'm just gonna point to this episode number 3 of my Tyrion High Elves Mortal Empires campaign, and then everyone can see which mods are being used at the moment. But I am going to keep this inside 30 minutes, so it leaves us a rough 20 minutes or so to go, in which we can hopefully shoo away Yvres. They're already gone. What's that? Oh, that's funny. Are you not gonna come my way and fight me here? This is so illogical. But sure, let's go to battle with your tons of spears, Lothern Sea Guard, archers, and Living Reavers. 5 units of Reavers, 4 archers, the rest spears. So I'm gonna first wear down his cavalry, focus them down with my archers, and then once they are eliminated I'm gonna roll around with my cavalry and chariots, deal with his archers, and when that is done I'm gonna recharge into his spears, and when that is done I'm gonna finish off his prince. And when that is done I'm gonna offer peace, see if he likes it. Because he will have lost one of his armies and they are already weaker than we are. So comparatively we should be all the stronger. And now we are defending, so we're either on this hill or on this hill. And both are fine really, because they are attacking us. So he's gonna have to come towards us. And the longer the distance the better, because the bigger the chance that he's gonna rush ahead with his cav. You never know, but yeah, they just might. Look at Karl Franz here in the background. This is the new loading screens, one of the mods that I just pointed out. And also if you notice, the edges of the loading screens are, there's no border. So I think they're a lot more fun. Also I've noticed this is actually also represented in the campaign map, that you see these hovering pyramids, which I've pointed out in, I'm also doing a Mazdamundi review campaign. They're sitting right close by one of those. It's actually in the Seal de Rator territory in the Mortal Empires. You can see one of those hovering about in like a circle, kind of Isengard kind of circle thing. Oh no. So we are in the yellow as defenders. Something here is smoking. Because we're being sieged, is that it, or are you just the smith? So there's smoke but no fire, is that it? I want to see the fire. Are you burning? What's burning? Something is not burning but not burning. Oh, interesting. There's no fire here. Or maybe maybe there's like a... No, nothing. Strange, strange. Interesting. Now I want to be on the high ground, but not so very much that I want to be in the extreme corner. And I don't want to be too close to the map edge so that my units would run away. I do want his cavalry to run the distance, so I want some distance between me and him. Meaning I am going to sit here. And we're gonna use our most beefy spears as a first line of defense. And I'm gonna put my weaker archers as a first line of archery, and the more experienced ones, the stronger, as a second line. My chariot is gonna come around to the right. My silver helms probably also to the right. Tyrion is gonna be in the front.
It shall be done. Without fail. Orders received.
So now I have green markers and green markers. It's all green. I think it's for colorblind people. This is not going to be fun. However, I'm not colorblind, and I think Tiara, I renamed her. Pretty satisfying as it is. Alright, let's start the battle. So I have ranged at the front. I'm gonna put this unit of spears in this gap here with white lines of grace behind them. And my chariot is gonna sit here. Silver helms in the rear. I'm gonna need some spares to cover this flank. And a couple more to cover this flank. Now the front 4 archer units, I am gonna put those... Oh, they are in skirmish. And in guard mode. Yeah, I'm gonna keep them there. These 4 are not going to be in guard mode. These 4 are going to be in guard mode and not in skirmish. My spares are going to be in guard mode, but my chariots and silver helmets are not, nor are my noble and lord, nor are the white lines of grace. Now, please, they're not going to rush their cavalry forward, which I think is the sensible thing to do. However, once we are in range, I am going to have to focus fire with my archers. And their deployment is interesting because these buildings are in between here, kind of like creating bottlenecks for us. Okay, so now the archery phase is going to start. Let's all focus down on this center unit.
Archers.
These 2, they are shielded of course, so no. I'm gonna draw them back. Disable. This is not fun. No funny.
You say, it will be done. Spearmen! For duty! Setting forth! To battle!
Okay.
Loyal! Understood! Orders received! Lacoy!
Can't see anything of what goes on. gonna put one unit over here and defend against those reavers. I'm gonna withdraw these guys, redress them, also redress these. And there's Lothian Seaguard in the back. I want you to focus on these reavers here. You too. The rest is sort of alright. Tiara, how about you come in here, fight those spares. Okay, and now is a nice time for my chariot and silver helms to join the action. These spares are gonna come around like that, and also the white lines of grace, and also these archers. They are of course gonna come back, so I'm just gonna target them with the archers. Chariots, no silver helms. Chariots are gonna run in first. Silver helms are gonna follow the chariots. Bang. So many reavers still here that are healthy. Let's focus on them. Well, we are still some distance away from eliminating the opposition here. I'm gonna put the chariot in the back and spare the reavers as well. Spares on these reavers, white lines of grace on them as well. These archers, please come round. Oh yeah, I'm playing at reduced speed, which is interesting. These archers, please focus down on these Lothian Seaguard. So almost the entirety of his let's go into these archers with the chariot. Silver helms into these archers, white lines of grace into the Lothian Seaguard, spares onto the Illyrian Reavers. Okay, Lothian Seaguard, my silver helms can chase off those. Now Tyrion is already on the enemy's prince, trying to tear him apart. Aren't you, Tyrion? Come on. Where are you? Yeah, but he's not doing too much damage. Okay, we have reavers here in them. These archers are being destroyed by the Lothian Seaguard, and hopefully my chariot is on the way to fight them off. White lines of grace into the Lothian Seaguard, archers onto these chariots. Oh, okay. Silver helms, I wanted you to charge the archers onto the next target. Come closer. on the Reavers. Silver Helms are gonna suffer here. White Lions of Grace. They are probably routing these. Hard to tell. They are routing. Ouch. Silver Helms, come on guys. I'm losing them quite rapidly. White Lions of Grace onto these Lothern Seaguard. Archers on the archers. They're still quite a resilient army, these High Elves. By Ivresse. They're broken. White Lions of Grace on these. I'm gonna charge with the Silver Helms. Keep the... So how's Tyrion doing? Eliminating the Prince? Not so great. The Noble also not so great because they're just too far away. Some of my archers in melee, well, I don't really want them to be. This archer unit. Change focus. So far so good. Looks like we're mowing them down quite conveniently, and we'll have to see what the payoff is going to be. Silver Helms into these archers, White Lions of Grace into the Lothern Seaguard. Chariots into the Lothern Seaguard. Now they're all routing. White Lions of... Now I'm gonna have to calm down with my Silver Helms because, wow. Chariots on the Lothern Seaguard, come on. White Lions of Grace. Silver Helms are just routing down. Running down these routing archers. And most of these archers are now in melee where I don't really want them. So come back here. Send my chariot into these spares, and the Silver Helms are gonna come back here, chase off these Lothern Seaguard. White Lions of Grace also into the spares. These archers are coming back from routing. Now most of these archers are now available to focus on their prince. Let's give him the morale boost that he is not really looking for. Okay, chariot on these guys. Silver Helms. Maybe do some rear charges here. White Lions of Grace as well. Rear charges. Archers on the Lothern Seaguard. The prince is dead. Long live the prince. So Silver Helms into the rear here. White lines of Grace into the rears here. And the Lothern Sea Guard, of course, is come back from routing. And now they're all routing, so the battle is finished. And these girls.
Orders received.
Swiftly!
Spearmen! It shall be done. Acknowledged.
I don't think it makes a lot of sense to try and chase too many of them.
For duty! For the king!
Silverhelms.
Serve the king!
Because they're all high elves and we are high elves, so we're roughly moving at the same speed. But the archers, they can let's call it spend more of their ammo and reduce more of their units. Also the chariot can go down, can go mow down these units.
Silver helms!
And for units like the Silver Helms, it's good free XP. Good free experience. White Lions of Grace could have done with some more
Silver
XP.
helms!
Come on guys, rush them. Move them down. Rank up.
Silver helms!
Yeah, a little bit faster maybe. Yay! Yeah, these guys are now silver. $61 to catch over there. Too far out. It's too far. Too far, and I'm gonna capture them. Silver Helms, come on! Take down those. And double speed. I think we're just about done now. What's here? Oh, juicy. Come on, take on these girls. Can you still catch them? We're of course exhausted. No, it's not gonna happen. Anyway, and the battle, we've lost 257 and they've destroyed the Yvres army, including their lord, so bye bye, ladies. And yes, I hope you have enjoyed this. So as we come back to the campaign map, maybe gonna rank up Tyrion. And as this is a review series, well, what we've done now is we've reviewed some of the mods that are out there that are very interesting, I thought. Also, we've done a battle, and that's it. Not much else to review. I hope you've liked it, and if so, then do leave a like. If you want to see the next episode, subscribe. And since we're in the load screen, clicking the subscribe button is like a minor thing to do. You have the time for it if you're still here. And so, yeah, I hope to see you next time. The bell button is there so that you actually get a notification, because if you just subscribe, you're not actually notified. That's the logic of subscriptions. But getting a notification will let you view the next episode whenever it's convenient. I keep them within 30 minutes so that it fits right into an urgency visit to the bathroom, for example. Well, stay tuned. See you next time.